In the locker room, Chisa was shocked because she was supposed to be wearing a running jacket, but it seemed like Nanaka had switched it with a sexy tennis outfit. Before the match started, Kudo explained that they would play 3 sets, with one set being a doubles match. Kudo teased Iori, asking why he was not wearing women's clothes again. He then approached Aina and asked if she was a new member of the diving club. Kudo did not recognize Aina at all without her makeup. Kohei remarked that Aina's makeup was like armor protecting her from enemies. The first match began with Shinji and Ryujiro representing the diving club. Surprisingly, they managed to score a point on their very first hit. The players from the Tinker Bell Club did not expect Shinji's fast serve. When the ball came toward the Peekaboo team, Ryujiro hit it hard and secured another point. Azusa pointed out that the power levels between the teams were vastly different, which was why Shinji and Ryujiro easily dominated. During a set change, Iori asked where the other members were. Nanaka informed him that their friends were upstairs. Iori and Kohei went to check, only to find that everyone was completely passed out from drinking too much. Azuma explained that Tinker Bell had brought drinks for them, and they ended up drinking too much. Iori was puzzled. There were still drinks left, so how did everyone get drunk so quickly? The drink evaporated instantly when exposed to air, meaning it had an extremely high alcohol content. Iori and Kohei informed Azusa and the others that the rest of the club members were drunk. Not long after, Shinji and Ryujiro started staggering. Nanaka was confused about why their movements were off, and Iori and Kohei realized that Shinji and Ryujiro must have secretly been drinking as well. At that point, Tinker Bell was leading against Peekaboo, and if things continued like that, Peekaboo would lose. Kohei asked if there was a way to sober up Shinji and Ryujiro, and Iori came up with an idea. During the court change, while the Tinker Bell players were taking a break to drink, Iori and Kohei swapped their drinks with alcohol. The first set ended with Peekaboo taking the win. Chisa was surprised by what Iori and Kohei had done. Iori called it a comeback strategy, while Kohei said that instead of sobering up their own team, it was better to make the opposing team drunk. Kudo was frustrated with Iori and Kohei's actions. For the second set, Peekaboo chose Chisa and Aina to play. Before heading to the court, Chisa asked Nanaka where her running jacket was, but Nanaka told her that it was at home. At that moment, Aina felt insecure and asked Chisa if she knew how to play tennis. Chisa admitted that she was not very good at it. A player from Tinker Bell greeted Chisa by calling her the beauty contest winner. She was actually the runner-up. That girl mocked Chisa, saying she only won because her skirt flipped up. She also claimed that Chisa's sexiness had no effect on their team and even told her to lift her skirt for the audience. Hearing that, Chisa became furious. The match was much more balanced this time compared to the previous one. Meanwhile, Azusa tried to sober up Shinji and Ryujiro by giving them water. Chisa seemed fired up, and it looked like she and Aina were perfectly in sync. Iori told the others to cheer for Chisa by shouting "Nice buddy." Unfortunately, the previously drunk club members misheard it as "nice body," causing them to think there was a sexy girl nearby. Everyone enthusiastically chanted Chisa's name, which only made her feel embarrassed and annoyed. Aina shouted at the audience to stop their yelling. The Tinker Bell team planned to take down Aina first, seeing her as the weaker link. During the game, the Tinker Bell team blatantly aimed the ball at Aina's body to attack her. Aina fell after being hit by the ball. Iori shouted that what the Tinker Bell team did was very dangerous. Kohei mentioned they were indeed targeting Aina's body by aiming at their opponents. Shortly after, Chisa managed to retaliate, making Azusa and Nanaka feel proud. Iori and the others cheered Chisa on again, this time calling her "nice body," which naturally embarrassed her. The second set was won by the Tinker Bell team. After the match, Chisa immediately approached Iori and hit him. The third match began with Iori and Kohei ready to face the Tinker Bell team. Iori scored a point on his first hit. Kudo was surprised by this, realizing Iori's skill. Not long after, Iori scored again. Azusa didn't expect Iori to be good at sports. Shinji mentioned that Iori had good control when lifting Chisa's skirt. Kohei was amazed at Iori's prowess. Iori realized he was indeed good at sports other than swimming. Kudo asked Iori not to act arrogant. The tennis match was evenly matched, with the ball being well received. When the ball headed towards Kohei, Iori was confident Kohei could handle it. Unfortunately, Kohei's hit was so weak that he couldn't return the ball. Kohei told Iori that the opposing team was very tough, even though it was Kohei himself who was lacking. Once again, Kohei couldn't receive the serve properly, and they lost in the early round. Iori began to worry about how to defeat them since Kohei was the reason they failed. Suddenly, Kudo said he recorded the match to study it later, but he actually used the recording to laugh at their opponents' outfits during the match. Iori and Kohei had no choice but to truly crush the opposing team. Iori hit the ball so hard that it got stuck in the fence. Iori served the ball again with force and Kudo kept dodging it. It turned out Iori was aiming for the recording camera, but Kudo managed to block the ball. Not long after, Iori and Kohei started fighting. Kohei reminded Iori to care more about their score than the recording camera. Iori understood. This time he indeed had to crush someone. Iori deliberately hit the ball towards Kohei, knocking him out. Kudo was puzzled by Iori's actions. Iori dragged Kudo and said they could substitute players since one of their players had an accident. This time, Shinji and Ryujiro were ready to defeat Kudo, allowing Peekaboo to win the tennis match against Tinkerbell. When Kohei regained consciousness, he scolded Iori for hitting the ball at him. Although Aina thought Iori and Kohei lacked sportsmanship, Azusa believed they at least managed to win. Azusa didn't expect Iori to be good at tennis. Inaka asked since when Iori could play tennis. Iori said he practiced tennis with his friends after graduation, thinking the tennis club was the best way to get a girlfriend. Azusa asked why Iori didn't join the tennis club despite practicing hard. Iori said he wasn't given the chance to choose. He felt he had enough of tennis because there were other things he wanted to do. Shiza handed Iori a towel and praised his game. After winning the cash prize from the tennis match, the diving club held a training camp, with the destination being Okinawa. They all knew Okinawa was an amazing place.